Yo, what's going on, y'all? I'm your host, Paco. You're listening to Occupy the Media. Do apologize, we've been having a little technical difficulties with the audio today. Try to log in a different way here on my Skype, and it sounds like I might be coming in a little different. We'll have to see about that, though. So, yeah, I appreciate if you're tuning in. I'm Paco. Just to let you know, I am going to start doing 3 hours a day now from 10 to 12 a.m. Eastern Time, or at 12 noon. And then also at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be on the air, ronpaulradio.com. So feel free to hit me up on Facebook, Paco Elijah, YouTube, Paco757. And, we're just trying to get the truth out there, keep the movement going. Again, donating as much as we can to Ron Paul 2012. And let's see, I have a couple of more articles here that we want to go ahead and jump into. I apologize, a little off schedule with what's going on here with my audio. And we're going to check it again. Okay, well, it sounds like I'm definitely coming in a lot better like before. So let's keep it going then. What do we have here? Headline, King County's GOP's Lori Sotelo disrupts caucus, citing Ron Paul operative. Let's see here. The caucus for the 37th Legislative District of Washington's King County seemed to be off from the start when the elected precinct delegates arrived on Saturday morning at Seattle's DeMitt Middle School. Some were surprised and angry to find out that there would be a mandatory $10 fee to enter. KC GOP leaders asserted that the fee was necessary in order to pay for the facility. After the caucus commenced at 9 a.m., there was a nomination for the floor to elect prominent policymaking activist and community leader Tamara Smilanich to be the permanent chair of the caucus. She won by a majority of the vote. Shortly thereafter, King County Republican Chairman Lori Sotelo announced that the caucus was to be adjourned, claiming that Tamara was an operative of the Ron Paul campaign and that she had taken over the caucus. The electing of Tamara to be the permanent chair turned the event into a Ron Paul campaign meeting instead of an official GOP caucus, according to Sotelo. So I guess it's only official when you're talking about Romney. It's not official when you're talking about Ron Paul acting like he's a third-party candidate or something. He's in the Republican Party. The insurance that was purchased for the event, she claimed, was paid for and covered by King County GOP only, not the Ron Paul campaign. Smilanich is a known supporter of Ron Paul in the 37th District. However, there was no known rules broken when she was nominated and voted to chair the caucus. And Sotelo cited only the issue of insurance as grounds to disrupt the caucus. There was a flurry of response from participants, many of them frustrated at the political antics and some feeling that their vote was being disenfranchised. Supporters of Ron Paul and other candidates alike agreed that Smilanich, regardless of her presidential preference, was voted in according to Robert's Rules of Order and that her position was therefore legitimate. Smilanich continued the business of the caucus and delegate speeches were made. However, before the first round of voting could be finished, Sotelo again interjected and claimed that the premises must be vacated because Smilanich was acting on the part of the Ron Paul campaign. After much impassioned debate and outcry among participants, including some who felt that the fee to participate should be refunded if they were forced to leave without finishing the caucus at approximately 12:30 p.m., Lori Sotelo announced that the space had been rented for only a limited amount of time and that the caucus could not continue. A motion was made to move the caucus proceedings to the basketball court outside on the grounds of the school, and this was agreed to by the body. Although the number of delegates dwindled throughout the proceedings, a quorum was maintained, allowing the caucus to be completed. The caucus lasted until about 5 p.m. when the last delegate alternates were elected. Many delegates present were concerned that the election of delegates for the caucus, although apparently done in accordance with the official rules, would be invalidated somehow by the KC GOP. Moves by the state's Republican establishment in districts like Washington's 2nd District have some delegates worried that Lori Sotelo may have been acting as an operative for the status quo. And of course she is. Of course she's an operative. Who supports Romney and really wants to? Like I said, if you support these GOP candidates, any of them besides Ron Paul, you're either misled or you're part of it. You're part of the problem. You have an incentive. There's a reason why you want it. Just like people in the media, people in the White House, all of these establishment folks don't want Ron Paul to be president because a lot of them aren't going to have their jobs. A lot of them are going to be exposed, and some of them could be put in jail. So, obviously there's reasons why people in the establishment are going to do everything they can to fight against Ron Paul. The fortunate thing is they can't give us any good reasons to stop supporting him, and they keep giving us more and more reasons to not support Romney without them knowing it, because he's just the moderate from Massachusetts, nowhere near conservative like Ron Paul. Now, some more good news is Orrin Hatch in Utah, I think it's a senator or congressman, now he must face Ron Paul supporter to keep his seat due to the Utah state conventions. And we just got that in.
CNN has just learned that Utah Senator Orrin Hatch will face a primary to get the nomination for his 7th term. Hatch was just shy of that 60% delegate vote that he needed at today's state Republican convention in order to vault him directly to November's general election. He will go up against former state senator Dan Lillenquist in a June primary. Hatch is the longest-serving politician in Utah history. Now to today's blue.
That's right. Well, we're going to make history and kick him out, get him out of office. We need a Ron Paul supporter in there. Just like in my area, we got Jenny Warman running. And, yeah, man, we need more Ron Paulers in the local areas, in the district areas, everywhere, man. I would love if I was in Lake Jackson, imagine where you're at. If you could have a Ron Paul supporter, as your congressman, as your senator, that makes it even, much more better. You got people that's in office fighting for you. Meanwhile, a lot of us in our districts, it's the opposite. We have people like Orrin Hatch who've been there forever, doing the same things, voting the same way, and not representing the people. So it's time to kick them out. We're gonna infiltrate the GOP. That's what it is. We're taking over. Let's see. Now, the thing is, Orrin Hatch praises Ron Paul and his son Rand right after he was talking trash about us, basically. Let's see. This article from April 20th. Let's see. Orrin Hatch raised some third-party hackles this month when he railed against libertarians during an interview with NPR. Quoting, "Give me a break. These people are not conservatives. They're not Republicans. They're radical libertarians, and I'm doggone offended by it," Hatch said during a discussion in an interview released April 12th. Referring to the Tea Party groups challenging his re-election bid this year. The former boxer continued, "I despise these people, and I'm not the type of guy you come in and dump on without getting punched in the mouth." Well, we're the ones that are rowdy and need to be arrested. And anyways, but at a delicate open house here Thursday night, Yahoo News caught Hatch, who would benefit from libertarian support on Saturday's GOP convention, singing the praises of libertarian-turned-Republican Ron Paul, a Texas congressman running for president. Hatch was asked Thursday to comment on the current monetary system versus the one outlined by the Founding Fathers, and without any additional prompting, Hatch issued his opinion on Paul. "I think that Ron Paul has some good ideas in that area, and I do think that the Federal Reserve should be audited," Hatch said. The senator then defended Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernake as some sincere, dedicated, and smart, and who makes himself available to Hatch, ranking Republicans on the Senate Finance Committee. Make himself available for what? You guys ain't exposing nothing. You ain't releasing nothing. You ain't auditing anything. So why do we care if if he makes himself available to you? He don't make himself available to us, and that's what we need. Is he gonna make himself available to the people? I want to see when the American people come up and have a conversation with Ben Bernake. Let's see here. Ron Paul raises a lot of issues, says Hatch. This is one area where he's, I think, for the most part, right. I happen to like him, he continued. I like his son Rand very much. He's been a very good addition to the Senate. He's low-key, soft-spoken, very dedicated to what he believes, and I respect people who are honest and dedicated to what they believe. So Hatch defended Tea Parties as mostly good people and good, honest conservatives who are really concerned about what's happening to our country's economy. But then, a few days before, it was a different story. Anyways, I'm Paco. You're listening to Occupy the Media.
We were brought up loving our country. That in the United States of America, we were free.